Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the Marvel Legends Toybiz Ms. Marvel. A couple of my viewers asked that I should do a video on this figure since the new Ms. Marvel came out and I just reviewed that. That's this one right here. So they wanted to see what this one looks like, and putting them side by side, despite the new one's paint flaws, it's painfully obvious that it is the better figure. So I definitely recommend the new one over the old one, but let's go ahead and take a look at the old one. Anyway, she stands just about 6 1/4 inches tall, and her face, to me, looks like Meg Ryan. And maybe they did that on purpose. I know the Toybiz guys did a couple of head sculpts that were based on people, so maybe that was kind of like an inside joke or something. And if not, then just a weird coincidence, but that's weird to me. She has a really big forehead and kind of strangely placed hair. So I don't care for that head sculpt very much. The paint job is pretty decent though. They did a good job with the eyes. And the hair is shaded well, even though it's a little bit glossy. Paint job for the chest looks pretty bad. It's even worse than the new one. The new one's chest paint job is actually one of the better parts about the figure. That lightning logo or an S or whatever that is definitely looks better on the new one than the old one. Paint job for the arms and the boots and gloves. It's really not much better than the new one. It's a little bit better, it's a little bit cleaner, but not by a whole lot. So far this figure doesn't have a whole lot going for it that the new one doesn't have. As far as articulation goes, the head is on a swivel up there, and then you can see a hinge down there, but mine's completely frozen so I can't use it, but it is there. She has that butterfly joint that goes vertical for the shoulder, and then she has a ball hinge shoulder with a bicep swivel, and then another bicep swivel right in the middle of the bicep, which is completely redundant. I don't know why they did that. That's very strange to me that they gave her 2 bicep swivels, and it kills the sculpt. Just totally unnecessary. Double jointed elbow, so that's a good thing. She has a good range of motion. Then she has a wrist swivel also. So she's got tons of swivels in her arm, a wrist hinge, and then a finger hinge to kind of make a fist, but not really. Same on both sides. And she has really spindly arms. A lot of the older Toybiz figures had that issue, and this one is no different. Unfortunately, it's just really poor sculpt work, I think. She does have an ab crunch, but it doesn't work very well at all. That's all you're going to get out of it. She has a waist twist, really soft material for the belt, and that's okay, I guess, or sash. I think the new one still looks a little bit better. For the hips, she has wide jointed ball hinge hips, so technically she has a decent range of motion, but the way they sculpted it really wide in the front, you can't bring the leg forward unless you put it at an angle. So that's a little bit strange. You can get the legs pretty far out to the side. Then we have a hip swivel or a thigh swivel built into that joint, and another one down here. Just like the bicep, that makes no sense. And then of course when you use that, it ruins the sculpt, or ruins the paint. So I don't know why they did that double hinge again, or double swivel. It makes no sense at all. We have a double jointed knee, so it gives her pretty good range of motion. It's kind of a strange knee joint, the way it's really a really long knee joint, but it works okay. It looks alright from the front. Then we have a shin swivel, then we have an ankle hinge, an ankle pivot, it's pretty ugly but it is there, and a toe hinge. She has really spindly legs too, just like her arms. Basically she has no shape to her at all, except she has giant boobs and kind of a butt. So it's a really strangely proportioned figure. It just looks kind of awkward. It was definitely fine for the time, and it filled the gap nicely for the character, but when you have the choice between the two, it's really obvious to me that this new one is way better than the old one. So go ahead and stick with the new one if you want to. Get a Ms. Marvel character is definitely the new one, if you ask me. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.